just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle.
Hello, future millionaires. This is Aztec, and this is the CSE. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to say that my channel is moving faster and growing faster than it ever has before. So definitely, if you're not subscribed, join in on the fun. Join the Future Millionaires Club. And basically, my channel is really for like my thoughts, but I make a lot of projections into the future, what I think the market's going to do. I talk about, projects that I think are hot or will be very successful. So you have to stay tuned. You have to go ahead and subscribe if you're not. But today we're going to go ahead and go over Bitcoin, because I think it's really important to, see where we're at after, the big move, breaking 20K or hitting 20K basically. We have to see where we're at now and what do we think is going to happen in the near future. So we'll breeze over Bitcoin. And then also I'd like to kind of go over Matic and UniLend, because some really big updates have happened in their camps. So we have to cover it. We have to, because they are really, really heating up. Let's get into Bitcoin. So recently we have seen this chart here on my channel. Now this is the Google Trends data. And as you can see here, this is the 90-day trend. I like to look at the 90-day. I believe it kind of gives you a really good, kind of short-term view of how people are searching for Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin is a really good, you could search anything here, for, any coin, but you could search crypto, any key search term. But Bitcoin really is my favorite search term to look for. I think it kind of gives you an overall idea of, the actual interest in the market. And 90 days is my preferred amount of time that we're going to kind of hone in on. And as you can see, we are headed upwards. And what's important to note is that we're not, moving down, especially after hitting this 20K area. You would really want to take a look at these trends to make sure that the data is now not dropping off, because this is a leading indicator to the future of how crypto can perform, potentially, not financial advice, but from what I have seen in the past, it's always been a leading indicator. So as we can see, we have Bitcoin still moving up, and in the short term has moved up slightly again. And what we want to see now is that it goes even higher. So Google Trends looks great. Also, we're seeing a lot of adoption on the Bitcoin front. What's very interesting to me is you have really big players like Grayscale now pushing out their advertisements. And as you can see, this is a new advertisement. I won't play it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But it says, if the world is digital, your investment should be too. It's time to drop gold. And they're making a hashtag. It says, go digital, go Grayscale. So as you can see, I kind of paused it here on this video. There's a lady here and she is dropping her heavy, bulky gold here with chains and all this. And I really like the advertisement personally. I actually like gold and silver. I buy a little bit here and there, mainly silver. I like silver coins. I'm kind of a nerd. But it is interesting to see that these type of advertisements are being pushed out now, because I think this is the next step. I think we are in a accumulation phase, and we are getting towards the end of this accumulation phase where institutions are buying up all the Bitcoin and, diving into DeFi and diving into, some of the gems. And as they accumulate everything, what they're going to do is then initiate the distribution phase. So the hedge funds will get on board, and and then after the hedge funds, you're going to possibly see, like small offices and even, like your financial advisors recommending that you get a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of XRP, a little bit of Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin in your like your 401k and things like that. And then after that, the marketing will probably go into, retail. So on all the retail apps and the general retail apps like Robinhood and things like that, they're going to push to have retail then buy. So it's going to be this kind of distribution slowly all the way down to retail. And that's usually how it goes. But you can see here that the institutions are starting to say, hey, look, we have Bitcoin drop gold, and this is a really powerful statement. Also, it's really interesting to see huge names like Raoul Pal. If you don't know who he is the founder and CEO of Global Macro Investor and Real Vision Group. Now, Real Vision is a really entertaining show as well, and they have things that they write like newsletters and things like that. But he's a big name. He has 286,000 followers on YouTube, and recently he said, okay, last bomb. I have a sell order in tomorrow to sell all my gold and to scale in to buy BTC and ETH 80/20. I don't own anything else except some bond calls and some dollars, American dollars. He says 98% of my liquid net worth. See, you can't categorize me except irresponsibly long. Good night, all. So basically, he's going full into crypto. It's really interesting to see. This is a really big name taking 98% of his liquid net worth and buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think that Ethereum is a very interesting play, especially with staking. Your 32 ETH and things like that. That could really be a lot of money in the future, especially with institutions now getting behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think anything on PayPal now, I think the narrative is changing from like a Coinbase to more of a PayPal narrative, and anything that's on PayPal is probably going to do very well and have more institutional play. Grayscale, PayPal, but I think Coinbase will still have its kind of effect, but people will definitely have their eyes a lot more on PayPal. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, very interesting plays. Let's look into this now. Recently, I talked about Matic, and I said, hey, they're getting all these validators on board, and we are going to hit the mark, with phase 3 and all that. But also, what's interesting to see is this here. Now, this tweet says, build powerful decentralized applications on Matic with API 3 DAOs decentrally governed and quantifiably secure data feeds. So keyword oracles. This is really interesting to me. Now, I did notice that there are some other layer 2s that are now getting, like Chainlink integration, something like that. But they were second choice, guys. The first choice was Matic. The most viable second layer is Matic. And these oracles are choosing Matic first. That is important to note. And it's not just Chainlink, it's all the others that I've talked about. And now it's API 3 DAO, or API 3. So very, very interesting to see. Now, also, side note, this project, API 3, is very interesting. If you want me to cover it, let me know down below. Tell me what you think about the project. It does look like a gem. This is interesting. But all in all, oracles on Matic. They're all going to Matic. And this just really furthers the narrative of, Matic having the adoption, and these type of oracles are definitely needed for all of the decentralized games, DeGa, and DeFi, decentralized finance, that is just booming on Matic right now. So really interesting to see all these oracles running to work with Matic. Also, we have to go ahead and take a look at this here just to kind of give you an idea of what API 3 is. It says businesses offer a wide variety of services over APIs, ranging from providing asset price data to executing traditional financial transactions. It is critical for decentralized applications to be able to access the kind of services that APIs offer in order to interact with the real world. Yet these APIs are not natively compatible with decentralized applications. With API 3, we aim for the concept of an API to take the next evolutionary step to meet the inevitably strict decentralization requirements of Web 3.0 without employing third-party intermediaries. This will be achieved by decentralized APIs, fully decentralized and blockchain-native APIs with quantifiable security, which will be set up, managed, and monetized at scale by the API 3 DAO. So this is definitely an interesting project. I think a lot of people are really sleeping on Matic, making these really interesting partnerships or collaborations, I guess you would say. So really, really interesting, guys. This is definitely not a project to sleep on, in my opinion. Not financial advice, of course. Now, really, really big news, guys. This was just dropped today, December 3rd, as you can see right here. And it says the final frontier on the decentralization journey of Matic public delegations external nodes begins the 15th of December. As we approach a total of 100 external nodes on the network, we're now preparing to open delegations to our external validators. So let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. This is huge. A lot of people were telling me that this was not going to happen. Phase 3 was not going to happen. And as you can see, we are moving towards the end of phase 3 already. We are. So I have some, this is a long article, but I just have some key points that I want to go ahead and point out. They are extremely important, especially if you're a staker of Matic. So again, this is about the external node delegations. This is happening very soon. So there's going to be a lot of hype surrounding Matic in the near future. So it says, following our phased mainnet and staking rollout strategy, phase 3 is currently underway and we're making huge progress. During this phase, we began by opening up validator slots to community run nodes to supplement our strong backbone top tier validators onboarding during phase 2. As we approach a total of 100 third-party validator nodes on the network, a combination of top tier and community run, we're now preparing to turn off Matic Foundation nodes and open delegations to our third-party validators. This will signal arguably the most significant milestone in the journey of Matic Network so far, full network decentralization. This is huge. Let's go ahead and continue. Stay up to date with our validator onboarding progress by monitoring the stats on our staking dashboard. So you'll be able to go ahead and take a look at, all of the stats and all the information that you need. They are saying we will continue opening up validator slots for community nodes over the coming weeks until all 100 validator slots have been filled. Once this has been achieved, we will turn on delegations for third-party nodes and we'll turn off foundation nodes shortly after. So this is happening, guys. It definitely is happening. And this is also important here. It says the community will be given at least 1 week beginning from December 7th to switch their delegations from Matic Foundation nodes to third-party validators of their choice before Matic Foundation nodes are switched off. Delegators will be required to manually unbond and redelegate their tokens to validators of their choice. Each validator will charge a certain commission rate, which will be updated on the staking dashboard on December 7th. Stakers who do not redelegate their Matic to third-party nodes will stop earning staking rewards once foundation nodes are switched off. Any remaining funds delegated to foundation nodes by this point will still be secure, but those delegators will no longer earn staking rewards. So what they're saying is starting December 7th, you're going to have a week to go ahead and easily, seamlessly switch over to these third-party validators, and you're going to have to manually do this. If you don't, you'll just stop receiving rewards. Your funds will be safe, but you won't be receiving rewards and receiving the benefit of staking. So you have to go into your dashboard and manually change it. It's very important, something that I will do as well. So it says it's not too late to become a Matic Network validator. Now I was really interested in this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are as well. It says validator slots are now being opened up to the entire community. Anyone can set up a validator node. Benefits for active validators include, so these are the benefits: contributing to the security and decentralization of the Matic network, huge. Earning a passive income via fees generated from providing staking services for the Matic community, awesome. Matic token holders will delegate their tokens to the validators, and validators will charge a commission rate set by the validators themselves to receive a percentage of their delegators' staking rewards for the services. So this is awesome. I'm really interested in doing this. If you're interested in doing this as well, let me know. I may want to partner with someone on this. This is really interesting. Obviously, I'm a huge Matic guy, so I would be interested in this. Now, here we go, guys. UniLend Finance. Been on an absolute tear on all fronts. It's done exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. And this is a project that a lot of people are looking at. Even people in the background that I talk to, big names, influential investors, they're eyeing UniLend right now. And I'm really glad that they're in my portfolio. So recently they presented the UniLend roadmap, and this thing is fire, straight fire. It looks amazing. Now I just highlighted some of the key points here. So in Q4 2020, which is now, says that the UniLend alpha release is happening, and shortly after that, of course, you're going to have a bug bounty program. So really interesting to see that it's the alpha release. We have to understand it's not the mainnet launch, it's the alpha release. But there's going to be, transactions happening, and the bug bounty itself, and, figuring out, the future of where this is going. It's happening now. So this is extremely exciting. And as you can see here, Q1 2021, the beta release will happen. And then after that, the UniLend mainnet launch is going to happen. This is the most exciting thing because this is happening very soon. This is in Q1, the first quarter of next year, which is coming very soon. So, you're going to also see fusion farming, which is very, very interesting. This is going to be their take on dual farming. And then you have Q2 2021. Shows here the community governance launch. So if you're a holder of UFT, you're going to have one of the abilities of holding UFT is governance. And it will be a utility token. So there's other benefits. But that's one. In Q3 of next year, it says L2 scaling implementation and meta transactions. Now these are huge for me because obviously I'm a big second layer scaling solution guy. I'll be very interested to see where this goes for UniLend. By that time, I think scaling solutions are going to be in a whole other level, and it'll be interesting to see who's at the table at that time. I personally, you guys know who I like, but there are always, different reasons to go different routes, and I really think that this is going to be interesting. Also, meta transactions, so the ability to pay your transactions in different types of tokens. So specifically, I would really like to see if this is going to be, done with UFT, but we'll have to look into that. Also, it shows here ongoing research areas, comprehensive protocol research, credit-backed loans, LP-backed loans, and flash loans. All things that are going to be extremely interesting and awesome to use and great for your DeFi strategies. So very exciting, extremely robust roadmap. And I think if you're not looking at UniLend, you're just missing out. You really need to at least just get educated on it. I have videos on it. I've made projections. I've talked about the initial release, and I was probably one of the first people to even talk about UniLend. I think probably made the first video on YouTube for UniLend, and I'm extremely interested in the project. So we have here, it just says the stated roadmap is just the beginning, and I really like that because if anything about Chandresh, which is the CEO and co-founder of UniLend, he has big goals, and this really is probably just the beginning. And I think it's very interesting to see in their tweet that they're saying this is just the beginning. And if this is just the beginning, I'm wondering what the end looks like, guys. So Yeah, guys, those are the updates. Obviously, I think the market personally is still heating up, and we are transitioning from this accumulation phase into the phase where we start. You're going to see these institutions start moving the assets and making money, and obviously the way they're going to make money is to help move the markets up, pump the markets. That's my opinion, just my opinion. So I don't think we're going to see these huge corrections back in 2017, where we had a market that was mainly comprised heavily of retail investors that had weekends, that would also traders, and they were looking for these pullbacks in specific regions, and then people were specific types of traders and institutions even at that time were buying at certain levels, and it just you had tether and all of this that kind of pumped the market. But now it's really being propelled by institutions. So we're heating up, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Is 20K it? Are we just going to go ahead and bomb now, or do you think we're just heating up, just like I'm thinking? Tell me what you think. Never give up on the future of money. Take it easy, guys.